Hello and happy holidays from everybody here at the Nelson Family Radio Hour. Tonight you're in for a special treat. You get to hear my favorite Christmas story, The Plot to Overthrow Christmas. We've put our own little twist to it, working with some of our favorite people to bring you this, what we hope becomes yearly tradition. The Plot to Overthrow Christmas was originally written in 1938 by Norman Corwin and was aired yearly on CBS Radio. We hope you enjoy, and let's get on with the show.
The Nelson Family Radio Hour presents The Plot to Overthrow Christmas, written by Norman Corwin. Did you ever hear of the plot to overthrow Christmas? Well, gather ye now from Maine to the Isthmus of Panama, and listen to the story of the utter inglory of some gory goings-on in hell. Now it happened in Hades, ladies and gentlemen. It happened down there that fiends held a meeting. The fiends held a meeting for the purpose of defeating Christmas. With the aid of a fade on the radio, will take you there with a hi and a hey-de-ho to hear firsthand the brewing of a plot down in the deepest Stygian grot.
Grot is a poetical term for grotto. Whenever you hear my voce sotto, or sotto voce, whichever you prefer, it's just I taking pains to make quite sure that nobody makes a poetical allusion which might, in any way, create confusion. I return you now to the voice you were hearing before I had to do this interfering.
In this Stygian grot, the notables of Limbo hatched a plot, and what went on in the sulphurous hole will soon pick up by remote control. Of course, such a pickup is not made quickly. As a matter of fact, it's done rather trickily. You mustn't mind if it sounds erratic. That's merely intraterrestrial static. Don't be surprised if you're deafened by thunder, just as we start on our journey under. You'll hear earthquakes and all of the commoner varieties of natural phenomenon. And so below, via radio, to regions where legions of the damned go.
How dare you interrupt me in the middle of a movement of my favorite concerto? You should look to the improvement of your manners.
Sir, if you please, my apologies. I would not have intruded upon your recital if the matter were not so terribly vital.
The most important matter in the world is piddling, when it comes to be compared to Nero's fiddling.
Now, what you say may be very true, but I've been sent here to summon you to a great massed meeting of the tortured souls down in the grot of the flaming coals.
A meeting? What for? What's the big idea? Why can't a fella have some peace down here?
Peace, poor soul, can't be found on the premises. This is a region abounding in nemesis.
Now you're talking like a travel folder. Tell me, varlet, before I smolder. Why are we meeting, and who's on the spot?
We're meeting in order to fabricate a plot against the festival that mortal men comfort in, gladden in, again and again. You see, every year they get together.
Never mind the facts. I don't want to hear how mortal man acts. The only information about which I care concerns the mass meeting and who'll be there.
His wickedness, Mephisto will preside.
Naturally.
And several of the Borgias will be sitting by his side. And down in front, by the sizzling sodium, will be many personalities noted for their odium. Haman, Caligula, Medusa, and Legree.
That's all very nice, but what about me?
Oh, you'll be sitting in row A center, between Ivan the Terrible, the Tormentor, and Circe.
Mercy! Why, they're both deranged.
Do you wish me to see if your seat can be changed?
Yes, if you will, please. Taste comes first, even though a soul may be eternally cursed.
Righto. See you at the meeting, then.
Yes, and now back to my fiddling again.
This is I, the Sotto Voce person. It should have been explained that Nero is rehearsing. For nothing in particular. He's just that way. While hell's fires burn, he likes to play. It makes him feel a little more at home. It's just an avocation he picked up in Rome.
This meeting will now come to order, please. I've called you here from over 60 seas of boiling pitch and blazing phosphorus to stop what constitutes a loss for us. We've lost prestige, and I greatly deplore that we stand in danger of losing more. In the way of confidence and spirit, we're far from our goal. We're nowhere near it. And this is the reason, though we've done well in carrying forward the work of hell, we've left a very big job unfinished. After all these years, there is still undiminished goodwill on earth every late December because of Christmas. Now please remember that as long as this continues to be, the race of man will not belong to me. I will listen now to any questions you may want to ask, and then suggestions.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Brother Haman has the floor.
you say we've done well in our efforts to sell evil. I say we've done better. We have carried out the letter of your law. We've done what I think is a pretty good job, and I say as a veteran demon...
Sit down there, Haman. Enough of this folly.
Sit down yourself. You're out of your trolley.
Sit down, for I am Ivan the Terrible.
You're telling us why you're unbearable.
Fellow demons, this is no way to act. I warn you, proceed with a little more tact. I want more decorum in this forum. These personal remarks you make must cease. Now, Brother Ivan, speak your piece.
I merely want to say, in a casual way, that Haman is a radical. He always gets fanatical. Why anyone would think to hear him snort that the work of the devil would just stop short. Anybody'd think to hear him talking that dragons and lizards should stop walking the ways of the world.
Mr. Chairman, Brother Ivan is a demagogue with a brain like a fly and the manners of a hog. Now, he says that...
Now that's enough. We shall hear from others. Surely there must be among you, brothers, enough venom and malevolence to crush a mortal man's benevolence. Has it come to this? Are we going to let a little holiday like Christmas get the better of us all down here below?
No, 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 no.
Very well then, sirs, let's go, let's go. Let's lay down plans now to overthrow this Christmas business and all that guff of holly and mistletoe and stuff.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Brother Caligula may take the floor.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I abhor, as a former emperor, anything which curbs our rule. Oh, I suggest we start right in, manufacturing more sin. Oh, let us give some presents, too. Candy sticks and things to chew. Fruits and nuts and little cakes, poisonous as rattlesnakes. Ooh.
Hear, hear.
let our sublest worker be a bichloride of mercury. Let us wrap in tinsel bright little gifts of dynamite.
Yeah.
Work things so that men will fear whenever 1225 draws near. Soon at this rate, if you please, men will hang from Christmas trees.
My dear Caligula, permit the chair to say, you've got something there. And now, with this fine start, let's hear some more. Mr. Chairman, may I level with the devil? Yes, Brother Nero, you may have the floor. With all due respect to Caligula's views, I think there's a better method we could use. I've just lately learned that men are giving the razz to classical music and making it jazz. They're swinging to Bach, and what is keener, they're doing the shag to Palestrina. As a connoisseur of music, of course I love the works of Rimsky-Korsakoff. But today I note, with a bitter shrug, they've made Jehedesar a jitterbug. Much as we admire your clever rhyme, will you get to the point? We're wasting time. I was just about to say, when interrupted, that Christmas can be easily corrupted if you take and swing all the Christmas carols. Why, think of the evil, just barrels and barrels of sacrilege, every time you play a pious song in a profane way. Why, once you entice them to swing Noel, then victory belongs to us fiends. Well, fuck yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I said, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Simon Legree.
Well, I'd like to say that it seems to me that you all is barking up a coonless tree. I think Mr. Nero has made a wrong guess. The way to go about it is to get into Congress and bribe a bunch of senators who know their oats and just make a purchase of a block of votes. And then they can legislate a situation where they rules old Christmas right out of the nation. They can all get together and pass a law where there ain't gonna be no Christmas anymore.
I think that Legree's suggestion is a beaut,
That's very cute.
and quite astute.
To me, it seems a bit impractical, because you'd have to be so tactical. For instance, now a senator who would sell his vote to our lobbyists might very well go out and become a tool of agencies representing the Yule.
By the eternal night, he's right.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Miss Borgia?
I think we should all give pause to think about this Santa Claus. He is the man behind the scenes, the symbol of what Christmas means. If we could rub him out, my friend, our troubles would be at an end. Just think of how it would tickle us to liquidate St. Nicholas. A girl like me could fascinate the guy and then assassinate.
Do you think you could do it, pretty one? Are you sure you wouldn't be by pity one?
Sometimes you are an awful tease, my master Mephistopheles. Ain't I murdered several dozens? Poisoned uncles, aunts, and cousins? Don't my work down here in Hades make me first among the ladies? Men of virtue all have cussed me. I am sure that you can trust me.
Of that we haven't a particle of doubt, Miss Borgia. I'm sure we all have nothing but kind feelings toward you. But many times a woman spy, alas, adores her victims. Dames make poor ambassadors.
Do you imply that such defects are found inherent in my sex?
I do.
Well, listen here, old Ironsides. You're heading for some cyanides. You've crossed a Borgia, and you know the consequences that follow.
Come, come, disciples, this is very bad. There's nothing to be gained by getting mad. Suppose we put the matter to a vote. All those in favor of the motion made by Fiend Caligula, which was to shade the glamour of the holiday by using selected poisons of our choosing, all those in favor will please signify by raising to their feet and saying aye.
Aye.
One vote in favor, Caligula's. And those opposed?
No.
Nay.
The motion is defeated. Now we bring up the plan of Brother Nero's to swing the hems in pious music. All those for will please respond by raising up a paw.
For.
And those against?
No.
Very well. Now, the project of Legree's. Who is there here who totally agrees?
I do.
Legree votes for himself. And those opposed?
No.
And now, all those who favor Borgia's cause, it being to eliminate Santa Claus.
For.
And those opposed? It seems to me the woman has a way with them. At least she has carried the day with them. The motion is carried, and now we will decide which one of us will take old Nick for a ride. We'll all draw lots, and thus settle the moot point of who will be sent to execute.
This is your old friend, Sotto Voce, visiting down where it's eternal noche. Noche is Spanish for night, you know. It's merely a reference just to show that English isn't all I have to go by. Oh well, I guess I missed my calling. I should have been a lobbyist. You see, I'm stalling to give them time to finish the voting. Let's see. Ah, yes, the weather. Now I'm quoting the Daily Hellion. Continued heat, both overhead and under feet. Fresh and moderate gases blowing up to gale force and then going north by westerly. Light showers of brimstone by the evening hours. Well, that's what it says here. I'm not fibbing. Hey, how am I doing with my ad-libbing? This is a thing a gabbard have fun with. Say, the drawing should be done with. We expect the results any moment now, as soon as...
The lots have been drawn, and I am glad to say the honor has fallen Brother Nero's way.
Woo, all right. Yeah.
Now, Nero, you are charged
Fuck
with a
yeah.
great task. It's the evilest deed that we could ask a fiend to do. Now, just a moment. How do I get there? What do I wear? Is it dry or wet there? Is it fact or fancy or just word of mouth that he lives at the pole? Is it north or south? If he dwells in the regions to which I've referred, must I pass through a camp of Admiral Byrd? What should I use when it comes to the showdown? A gun or a dagger? So, give me the lowdown. Now, Nero, you don't need to sound so tragic. You'll get to Earth by the blackest magic. To create an express elevator is simple for an expert spell creator. With a lot of pyrotechnic dazzle, we'll let you off on a hill in Basel, Switzerland. From there, you'll make your way through ice with a blowtorch. After a while, you're bound to reach Santa's domicile. And once you get there, oh, my dear Nero, all of our work will have gone for zero if you don't succeed in your assignment. A disadvantage of our confinement in limbo's the fact that we only get one chance in all the eternal roulette of circumstances. I know. If at first we don't succeed, we can try and try again. But there is no need, because nothing will come of it. Meaning no offense, do you mind if I take my departure hence?
That, my friends, was a big brass gong. It's used in this story right along to indicate that we're about to travel to points where the plot will further unravel. And now, if Ambassador Nero elects, we'll have another spot of sound effects.
Tell me, stranger, is this Basel, Switzerland, or is it already Donner and Blitzerland? Donner and Blitzerland, 5,000 miles away. Thank you, mister, and good day. Tell me, stranger, I've been walking inland for weeks. Where am I now? In Finland? Tell me, stranger, because I've lost stock. Where am I now? In Vladivostok. Listen, stranger, after all these centuries of blistering heat, now I have to suffer from freezing feet. I'm wincing with pain from this pesky toe. No speak English, Eskimo. I declare by my frenetic soul, I must be above the magnetic pole. My watch has stopped. Can that be right? I wonder. Ah, yes. A light! A light! In a moment now, you'll hear me knock on Santa's door, and he'll unlock it, never more to lock again. Coming. So is doom. How do you do, sir? Very well indeed. And you, sir? Splendidly. Won't you come right in? Take your coat off. I can see your chin is frozen. Also your hands and knees. Sit down while I get you some antifreeze. Do not bother, sir. I will not be long. I'm about to perpetuate a fearful wrong. In short, I'm going to do away with you. Take it easy. Do not play with that gun. I know all about you. Really, haven't I had my agent scout you for weeks? You've come all this way to abolish Christmas. And let me say... Listen, Santa, I'm no callow stripling. I've read Ernest Hemingway and Kipling, and also The Shooting of Dan McGrew, and plenty of detective stories, too. And just to show what a broad guy I am, I've also read The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Do you think that a fellow with his reading so graded could have learned so little as to be easily dissuaded from the main objective? Ha! Don't make me giggle. I'd feel a lot better if you didn't wiggle that gun so. Much as I am impressed with your education, I honestly believe that a figure of your station should have given more thought to the ways of man, and less devotion to the cult of Pan. By others, no doubt, your wisdom may be prized, but I didn't come here to be criticized. In fact, I came to dispatch a duty, so don't hand me any of this tutti-frutti. If you have any last words you want to say, then spill 'em. I haven't got all day. What's the rush? Unless I've counted wrong, the polar day has always been 6 months long. Well, after I've disposed of you, I've got to hurry. Right back to hell, or they'll begin to worry. Not about you, but about your career in homicide. Do you think the mere loss of you would make them hysterical? Why, their only interest is numerical. You think so? Mephisto wants to rule just as much of humanity as possible, for reasons of personal vanity. By the sticks! You're right! To think that he'd dare. Are there any ladies here? Will you permit me to swear? My answer to that is an emphatic no. There are several lady dolls in the toy room below. Oh, Claudius! Oh, Cassius! Oh, Nephthaline! What a fool I've been! What a fool I've been! But wait. I think I see what you're after. You're as clever as a big-time Roman grafter. You remind me now of my royalty, just to get me in a mood of disloyalty. Do you think that I could be that meanly deceptive to Satan? Why, Santa, I'm keenly perceptive. I can see right through all your clever ruses. Nero can be plenty foxy when he chooses. I'll have you know that I'm partly a dreamer, partly a wit, and partly a schemer. I'm part philosophical and also part mystic. I suppose you fancy you're highly artistic. Fancy? Why, I have such a sense of beauty. Don't hand me a helping of tutti frutti. Any creature who really had beauty in his soul would appreciate Christmas. He would know that the whole idea of the holiday was one of such power that all the fiends below would gnash their fangs and glower, yet never in a million years could do it harm, because it has a glory, a greatness, a charm you know nothing about. Is that so? The spirit that it venerates, the good cheer that it generates, are things far, far beyond you. For all your wealth, no man on earth could sell ye these. Am I so cursed as that? Will you tell me, please, what beauties there may be that I have never seen? Have you ever seen a Christmas tree, tall and green, smelling of woodlands, covered with a sheen of silveriness? Its branches bending low, with the fruits of human kindness instead of snow? No. Have you ever closely witnessed what takes place any Christmas morning on a young child's face? Or perceived any beauties purer than the joys distilled in the hearts of little girls and boys? Have you ever watched a fire in a fireplace on Christmas Eve, or listened to grace at a table heavy with fruits and cakes, and all the wonders that a kitchen makes? Fowls and pastries, wines and meats, and nuts and raisins, and candied sweets? Have you ever seen mistletoe hanging from a ceiling? The frosty air heard a far bell pealing? Have you ever come back from a sleigh ride tingling, and your feet keeping time with the sleigh bells jingling? Have you ever seen the beauty of a sprig of holly, or felt for a moment how it feels to be jolly? Golly! Have you ever known how exceedingly pleasant it is to unwrap a Christmas present? Did you ever know how much cheer it lends to be wished Merry Christmas by all your friends? Did you ever experience the fun of giving? Do you know at all the joys of living? I guess I don't. For all of me, I never knew such things could be. Just think how long in ignorance I've slept. Well, it must have been the company you kept. I was a wicked tyrant once, you know. Ah, yes, but that was centuries ago. You had no real way of knowing. Perhaps. I guess that I'll be going. I really should be getting on my way. But do you have to? Don't you want to stay? You see, I'm just a bit... Embarrassed? Why, yes, sir. Now, don't look so harassed. I know why it is you came and who it was that sent you. But that's all done with. I take it you repent you of all your past mistakes? With many pains and aches of conscience. Then you are welcome here. Please take off your hat, your coat, your muffler also. Take your spat off. What happened to the other one? No matter. Say, you're pretty thin. You'll presently be fatter. I serve good food here. I'll get you a platter of steak and mushrooms, medium or rare. I'll bet that you're hungry as a bear. Now just sit down, that's it, right over here, and tell me, will you have some wine or beer? I never touch the stuff myself, but I do manage to keep on hand a little rye for purposes medicinal. I mean, your chin should be unfrozen. What a state it's in. A while ago you asked me if I understood good cheer. I do so now, St. Nicholas. I see it standing here. I want to ask you something, sir. Now please, don't give a yelp. Is there any sort of work to do where I can be of help? Indeed there is. Indeed there is. And I'm glad you asked me. I have so many toys to make this year, the job's got past me. But first, you sit and eat this bowl. I've got a little trifle I'd like for you to see. So will you sit right down here and stifle your curiosity? I'll get it for you right away. It's down the hall a piece. Well, who'd ever think it? Will wonders never cease? At last, after all these centuries, I'm so happy I could buzz. It shows you what a lot a little Christmas spirit does. As emperor, I envied oft the cheerfulness of peasants. And now, well, here it is. Now, Nero, my boy, by way of Christmas presents, I offer you this little gift. But Santa, for what reason? A very good one, sir, to wit. Compliments of the season. Well, go ahead, open it. Why stand there so, reflecting? I'm just collecting thoughts, St. Nick. My thoughts I'm just collecting. Just think how far a tiny bit of fellowship would carry us. Oh, well. I say! What's this? What's this? It is a Stradivarius! Oh, why, thank you, Santa. Thanks a million times. I don't know what to say to you. I'll tell you what I'll do, St. Nick. I'll start right in and play for you. I'll play all night and day for you. Fine. Now here's some music. I'm sure you'll play it well. It's a little piece entitled, Noel, Noel.
It is I. Remember me, your Sotto Voce friend? I've just come back to tell you that this story is at an end.
You've been listening to The Plot to Overthrow Christmas, written by Norman Corwin. This is the Nelson Family Radio Hour broadcasting system.
Well, that was something, huh? I've been to hell before. Give it like 5 out of 10. Pretty meh. It's a bit too hot. Anywho, I hope you all have a great New Year's and Christmas. And also, Creepy Hank wishes you one too. And we'll see you next time.